Hi everybody, it's Ross of Ross Cook Balancing. Welcome to my Facebook Live tonight. I want to talk about when you go to help, how do you help the best you can, and how do you get the best of the others around you as you go to help? How do you even know what to help? This Facebook Live theme came from this morning after I had done my balances. I just felt like I want to go out there and help today. I want to be a benefit to people. And then I began to realize, what do I have to use and do to share that's the most important? That would do the most good for everybody involved in what I'm talking about, how I want to share and how I want to help. The most important thing is I have to make sure those are clear channels within myself. So I'm going to want to say that I'm going to help today, and I'm going to offer help today, but I'm going to offer help through the channels of compassion and love and caring. Okay, does that make sense? So I'm going to, as I'm walking around the shop or the office or the street, I'm going to be breathing and pumping compassion, love, and caring for myself and for others. And why is that important? Because it's important to keep your critical tasks, your critical values near you when you go into tough situations. Let me give you a story. I've been real fortunate in my life. I learned to swim pretty well when I was a young kid. And so I've been a lifeguard a number of years in my life. Okay, so I was really blessed by the opportunity to be a National Aquatics Director for Boy Scouts, which means I can run a waterfront. We can paddle canoes and sail and make things safe. When you put little kids in a canoe, if you've ever been around kids in canoes, you know that kids in canoes, they're going to end up upside down in the water. So you have PFDs, personal flotation devices. They're not called life jackets because you could have a heart attack and it's not going to save your life. But you have a life jacket or a PFD, and you're going to put all the kids in the PFDs. You're going to put them in the canoes, and you got all these little kids. You know, they're running around from 7 to 8 to 12 to 14. And what do we know when you put them in the canoes? They're going to tip them over at some point. And you want to teach them how to handle it in those situations safely, right? Okay, so you want to do that. And so we don't wait till they're out in the middle of the lake on their own someday to tip them over. We tip them over right away. So they have to experience what it's like to get back in a boat, in a canoe, after it's been upside down and it's half full of water and kids are splashing and some kids are scared. And we want them to experience that, all right? Okay, good. That makes sense. They go out, we get in the canoe, they go out, we tip them over, they laugh, they're having fun, and we say, get back in the boat. And they attempt to get back in the boat, but they're wearing a PFD that's probably 5 or 6 inches thicker than they are normally, and it's riding up on them, and they're attempting to get into the canoe. What's the single most important thing they have? The life jacket, the personal flotation device, because they may not get back in the canoe for a while, but at least we know they're going to float. It's cold water, but at least we know they're going to float. What's the first thing guaranteed they're going to do? They're going to attempt to get in a canoe. They can't get into the canoe. The next thing they do is take the PFD off, throw it in the canoe, and then attempt to climb back into the canoe. They've done the single most dangerous, difficult, at-risk thing they could have possibly done in that moment, right? They've taken away their ability to float in the water for hours because they're young kids. They're thin. They're not going to float all that well. All right, so what's that have to do with I want to help today? Well, as your kindness, your compassion, your unconditional love, your caring, your self-caring, your self-unconditional love, your self-compassion is your PFD. It is your life preserver. It is the thing that's going to keep you buoyed up when other things make it a struggle out there. Okay? So remember, sometimes the easiest thing to do isn't the right thing to do. Take that thing off, throw it in the boat. Yeah, it makes it seem easier to get in the boat, but it's probably not the overall safest thing to do. We're going to have things happen in our life that are high and low, and they're going to be good things, and they're going to be struggling things. As long as we understand it's going to happen, then we can be equipped to then say, I'm helping today, and I was helping all those people, now I'm struggling here, so now I'm going to help me. Okay? Keep your values near you. Work to engender them into the highest and most healthiest vibration you can possibly get with them. And remember, your values and the things you want to help with most, first be safe for yourself. First, keep the PFD on when you end up in the lake and you're trying to get back in the canoe. Keep your values near you. Keep them pumping and breathing and loving and compassionate when you run into a difficulty at the office or on the ball field or wherever you're going to run into consternation today. I'm Ross with Ross Cook Balancing. Hope this helps you somehow. Go out and do it slightly differently. And since we're talking about help, put that in the last bit of your sleep tonight and get up in the morning and help. Help this world, but start by helping yourself. Do it slightly differently tonight and tomorrow, and we'll talk again tomorrow sometime. I appreciate it. I'm Ross with Ross Cook Balancing, and until we visit tomorrow, Jomo.